Good morning and welcome to my mood diary day 56. It is bank holiday Monday in UK, so we don't have to work today. So that already made a good start of my day. I started my day with very high ambitions to do a lot for my website. I always say website, but what I mean by this is like creation of webinars, creation of educational slides, creation of podcast, creation of design, changing the structure. So basically number of things, like creating email lists, learning about advertising. So when I say website, maybe I should say for my business. And I have managed to do some stuff, but lots of time actually I spent on watching videos by Earthling Ed. He is vegan activist. I'm vegan, he's vegan activist, and it was basically interviews filmed with him live, discussing veganism with other people. So usually at the places of protests. So even though I've been doing vegan, or let's say plant-based diet for I think more than 2 years now, and I know my reasons for it, there are sometimes situations where I actually don't know, like sometimes you have people who oppose your point of view and they would come on to you kind of strongly, and then you wouldn't really come up quickly with any kind of logical explanation. You know what you feel, and what you feel is definitely right for you, but sometimes it's hard to argue, at least for me, with people who are very rational in their heads and they're logical. So I don't usually get too much involved in the discussion. However, I've been getting in my position and standing up for my point when I am confronted or when I'm kind of put in a position to do that. So I found it very useful for me to actually hear somebody who supports the same ideas as I do, arguing their own way in a very kind of logically, constructively, rationally, eloquent, is it a word? Way, because sometimes even though I kind of know what I want to say, but it's hard for me to express myself because I don't know how to position myself in an argument strongly. First of all is because I'm not very confrontational or not very kind of aggressive in a way. My essence, I'm not very kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna argue and I'm gonna beat the crap out of you type of person. It can be done, and I can do that when I'm really put in a position and my feelings are triggered, but like who wants to be in that position? So I actually was very happy when I listened to 2 or 3 interviews while doing something else, but I was listening to those interviews and I was like, yeah, that's the way to argue. That's the way to put your point across. Good, now I know that. Now I can use this. And I kind of feel supported in that way, because sometimes there are people who you haven't even met, but they share your ideas and they share your values, and then you know that you are strong because there is the person out there who's able to express themselves on a point of view that you may not be so fluent in expressing yourself. So that kind of made me feel even, like stronger in my own conviction. And these days, I think those who are vegan might understand my point of view. Vegans are not liked by the general public that much. So, like being vegan is kind of like almost, you can say, radical way of living, because there are people who really kind of like dislike this, and just when you mention that you are vegan, and some of them, I don't know, maybe they feel challenged or they feel judged by vegans in generally. I think they kind of try to prove themselves or like pick up argument against that, or maybe justify themselves. I know it's a freedom of choice. Everybody knows it. Yes, it is free will. We live in a free will society. So yes, we can choose our free will, to do whatever we want. But I think at the same time, we all have a right to stand and support for what we think is morally right. So that's one thing. So it made me feel like, yeah, very good. Yes, that guy exists there. He is able to put his point across. I feel better knowing he's there supporting all of us and furthering our cause. So that was one thing that made me feel good, or made me feel more strong and empowered in my own position. And then another thing that made me feel a bit dissatisfied was because of that, I didn't get to do as much as I planned to. I think my expectations of myself, probably it's not possible to change expectations of yourself and how much you're going to do overnight or over a week or maybe even over 2 weeks. But I think I still wanted to do more than I've done so far. So I felt a bit of dissatisfaction about myself in that respect. Really, there is this inner critic within me that criticizes the amount of work which I've done and thinks that I should always do more. It is true that we probably could always do more, but there are two types of people who already beat themselves for not doing enough, and people who not doing enough and they already think that doing more than enough. So I think I'm for those people who swinging more on the same direction as I am, which is like, I don't feel like I've done enough, I could have done more, I could have done no more. I think it's healthier for us to think and to decide that we've done enough, it's okay, we don't have to do everything today. There is tomorrow, there is day after tomorrow, there is day after tomorrow, there is another week. Another feeling that I have been having today was anxiety. I've been having some nightmares about war and being put in a safe house and that kind of type of themes. And when I woke up, I felt kind of okay. I didn't wake up, all sweaty like after nightmare, but I could feel this feeling of feeling unsafe. And then I kind of like got into the feeling why I'm feeling unsafe, or what is the root cause that is causing it. And the answer was there is anxiety linked to physicality. So this anxiety that I was feeling this morning was linked to not feeling safe in my physical body. I think it is probably to do like with trauma. Everything is to do with trauma in my line of work, in everybody's line of work, in everybody's choices and like opinions, and the way we form personality is to do with trauma. That's kind of like a side note, but I think that's my experience of being physical and not feeling safe physically in my body. And I think that's one of the reasons why I often find myself detached from my physical body. So embody myself physically today, and days after is another direction that I want to go to. I think yesterday was a very good day for physical embodiment, and today is probably a good day for trying to do it in a healthy way, in a harmonious with the other things that I'm doing. So I say my mood right now is 6.5 out of 10, and well, the day is still not over, so I feel there will be lots of other things that I'm gonna get to do today. So I wish for you today to feel good and feel safe, and if you don't, feel the reason why you're not feeling safe. Have a good day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.